Whiny Bozo.
Yo, it's the future in now.
Yo, it's some dash.
Hey, man, this is Heat Hustler, man.
Yo, what up? It's TZ 9 times 10, the problem child. Tune in to GFG TV. Be normal.
You're now tuned in to GFG TV.
As you tuned in to GFG TV, you know what it is, man.
And you tuned in to GFG, you know what I'm saying, TV. Tap in.
You're now tuned in with GFG TV.
West YouTube, this your boy Big Ray West. You tuned in to GFG TV.
Yo, this is Bobby Vuelo coming out of One Unit, Controlled Substance and Attitude Era, and you watching GFG TV. Grr.
If you could work with anybody, musician-wise, dead or alive, who would it be?
I really want Earl to produce an album for me. Earl Sweatshirt. He produced a few records for Mock, and the God Fahim. Shout out to Dump God. Who else? Anybody on my top 5 that I listed, I'd like to work with them. You know, I'm also a type of person who I like shit to happen naturally. So it's like I literally have to get to a point where like I'm around these cats and we start building, you know, on a personal level before I just start sending records and shit, having a budget and trying to figure out how I'm gonna pay artists to get on my shit. Like I'd rather work authentically and you know organically and shit like that. But I'm open to work with a lot of people. You know, I'm open to work with a lot of people. But you know, I personally. You know, I'd like to work with my top 5. I'd like to work with the Dump guys, the Griseldas, those guys, for real.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the local battle rap scene?
I love it. It's funny and you know, it's serious at the same time. If that makes sense.
It's definitely entertaining.
Yeah, man. I had my little running shit, doing battle shit for a league out of here called Get You Some Battle League. Shout out to Hungry. I battled Hungry. I battled this guy Lou Lavish. It's a pretty dope experience, really battling and shit. I didn't really know much about battle rap when I got into it, but as I started to get into it, like I really got into it, So like. We can talk about battle rap, and I don't know what a motherfucker's talking about. We can make references and shit. For the most part, my judgment is pretty solid, you know, because, you know, as a writer, I like to say I have a rapport or proof that, you know, I know what lyrics are. Like, I know what deep lyricism is. And, you know, just hearing MCs rhyme a cappella against each other, and they have to really sit and think about each other like that and then attack each other like that. It's poetic. And I really grew to enjoy that shit heavy, man. So, yeah, shout out to the battle scene, you know, the local battle scene and beyond, you know.
What about favorite battler?
Daylight? Or you talking about from here?
Both. You can do both, yeah.
Daylight's my favorite from, you know, mainstream battle rap. I'll say Prophellini's probably my favorite locally, but he ended up battling on URL before type shit. So
he's traveling and doing it right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so like we have a battle scene here, you know. Shout out to A Ward. I actually got mentioned in one of his battles against Hungry when he came down here. I wasn't there live to see it, but I got to see the footage and shit. I watched Prof battle Chef Trez that night. Like, that was the only battle I got to see. I walked in the middle of, I think it was Young Grizz and Crazy Baby's battle. Mm-hmm. That was pretty dope. The third round, Crazy was cooking this nigga when I walked in the door. Yeah. Shout out to Crazy Baby. But yeah, man. Yeah, Prop's my favorite from here. Daylight's just my favorite, period.
Nice. Describe Bobby Vuelo in 3 words.
God's with him. I'll say that. Pretty much, man. I'm not a religious person. I'm more so a spiritual person. But, you know, getting into spirituality really helped me find knowledge of self and shit. And that's been important in this journey of mine, you know, just discovering my talents and really discovering my gift to really, you know, write. So I can say that a lot of times I don't know where, you know, my words are coming from. Does that make sense? I don't got no ghostwriter or no goofy shit like that. But, like, I can tell it's an intuition that comes from somewhere else that, you know, helps me be able to, you know, write shit and speak from my experiences and shit and say the right things that I feel like I'm supposed to be saying and convey a message.
Top 5 albums all time?
Let's see. Illmatic by Nas. FYI by Makami. Control System by Absol. Liquid Swords by the Jizza. What else? One more. Oh, Doctor's Advocate by The Game. I'll say those are my top 5 all time.
What would we find in your CD player right now?
Makami shit, Pray for Haiti. Pray for Haiti just came out. Fate just dropped the album with Big Vern. What was it called? A Bloody Conclusion?
Is that
No.
the new one?
No. No, that was some other shit he did with damn, I fucking forgot what it was called, man. I had short-term memory loss.
I'll look it up and try to put it in because I don't know right now either. But I didn't know him and Vern just dropped one.
Him and As Fate dropped the album probably like I want to say over the summer.
Was that with P-Tate or was that a separate?
That's what I was thinking. The main dudes.
Main dudes,
yeah, I was thinking of main dudes. Think that was called A Bloodied Up Conclusion or some shit. But it was what was it? Open Mind to a Closed Fist or Open Letters to a Closed. It was something, but Closed Fist was at the end. It's crazy. I listened to the album like every day throughout the whole summer and don't even remember what it was called.
Smoker's moment.
Yeah, type shit.
What about favorite hood movies?
Menace to Society, hands down. I don't really get into hood movies that much, but if I had to pick one, it was Menace to Society was probably the one that really stood out the most to me.
What about favorite actor, actresses? We already know Jennifer Lopez.
Yo, I don't really care for her acting. I don't even watch
She
it.
said I don't even care for her acting.
No, I don't, but no offense, shorty. But, I don't really have a favorite actor. I just got favorite movie. Like, my favorite movie is the Matrix trilogy. Like, that's really it as far as movies go. Like, I'm not really a movie person. I'd rather watch stand-up comedy all fucking day. Like, that's my shit, so.
What about cartoons you enjoyed as a kid? Or now? I know you an anime head, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Not an anime head, but I watch anime
You
and
like
shit.
anime.
Yeah, I was really into Naruto as a kid. There's a new installment called Boruto: The Next Generation where they had kids and shit, and like they kids are stugging, like they on some other shit, like doing like adult shit. Like it's pretty dangerous. Like I would never put 12-year-old kids with those type of responsibilities. Shit. Yu Yu Hakusho. Shit, man. Really, just anything that you could find on Toonami and shit. The Dragon Ball Z's, all that kind of shit. Yeah. I guess I was into. Courage the Cowardly Dog was funny when I was coming up. Shit. Like the Samurai Jacks. all that, anything with martial arts in it, like even Power Rangers. I don't watch Power Rangers now, but yeah, back when I was younger and shit, like anything with martial arts.
Power Rangers was fire though. Like that first get up until they like overly outsold it, and then it was like, oh, I can't mess with that no more. I was always a Ninja Turtle though. You know what I mean? I was always with the Ninja Turtles, so it wasn't ever that.
I grew up in Ninja Turtle too.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on verse battles?
I think it's dope. You know, I think it's really dope that, you know, MCs can come together in a controlled environment and be able to, you know, trade music with each other in a healthy, competitive way. Would I do it? Under certain circumstances, I would do it. And this ain't no disrespect to nobody, you know what I'm saying? But for one, no vocals, have to do everything live. For two, you have to have a respectable catalog. Like, if you ain't got more than 3 albums, I don't really want to, you know, because I can go through my shit and find a good 20 records that I would put against somebody else and then perform them shits live, you know, verse for verse with a motherfucker. And I guess my third stipulation would be I have to respect your shit. Like, I just have to respect your shit because, you know, we can battle for real. Like I said, I got experience in battle rap, so it's a motherfucker I'm really in competition with. Like, we can actually get down type shit. Like, we can book it on, get you some, it can get done. I'm not really in the mood to be battling nobody. Like, I'm really in album mode. Like, I'm working on 3-4 different joints right now, but that's another conversation. But yeah, man, Verzuz is dope. I think my favorite one so far is probably Rain Ghosts. I think their shit was dope. I think Jeezy and Gucci was ignorant as fuck. It was funny, but it wasn't fun. It was ignorant because I wanted to laugh, but it was like, man, this shit ain't funny. Somebody fuck around and get hurt. This shit ain't about rap no more, and it's fucking corny. You know what I'm saying?
That nigga Gucci took it there though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like Jeezy was being real adultish about it. You know?
Yeah. He handled his business, you know, and I respect Jeezy for that because, you know, a lot of people will look at that shit. And, you know, they believe in, you know, getting a lick back and this, that, and the third. Which, to a degree, I'm not going to sit here and lie like it's certain shit motherfuckers can get away with, you know, with me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I was just watching the Breakfast Club interview with Young Thug. Yeah. Where he was like, a nigga that shot me, you know, me and him are cool now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, thinking about it, like, I don't know how I would feel if I got shot by a motherfucker. I know who did it, and I can't kill him. Like, that sounds crazy. Like, I don't like talking about murder and no shit like that. I'm from Minneapolis, son, so I've seen some shit. But, you know, at the same time, you know, it's just having humility for your fellow man, understanding anger, understanding anguish and all that shit, like almost fucking busting my shit. This is why I shouldn't be talking about this kind of shit, man, because it's really fucked up. It's not funny, and a lot of people like to make a game out of this shit, and it's not a game at all. Like, I came from gangbanging and all type of shit in my family, so I know what's going on in these streets. I've seen it. I don't enjoy it. I don't think it's fun. I know motherfuckers who think this street shit is fun. I don't know what's wrong with you, but I mean, it's probably trauma and shit. You ain't got nothing better to do. You wake up every day, nothing to look forward to, you know. Yeah.
So, if you were set to be executed, what would your last meal be?
Soul food. Soul food. Soul food.
Let's get specific now. What's on that plate?
All right, so we got fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, greens, sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes, some cornbread. Yes. Fuck, man. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like to say pussy. I've seen a lot of interviews they say pussy. That's a good answer too, but no, we're gonna be honest and real about it. They're not gonna send no bitches in the cell with you when you're getting ready to die. So I had to say soul food, man. And God bless the dead. I wish I could have my father cook it. If they do that kind of shit, I don't know nothing about death row, but if I was able to have my dad cook it, you know, that's what I would want. You know, I would want my dad's cooking for the last time, but you know, I still want my dad's cooking for the last time. I haven't had his cooking in like almost 2 years now. He been gone a year. He died August 5th, 2020. So yeah, man, it will probably be his cooking for the last time.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on COVID-19?
That shit's whack. That shit's whacked. And man, look, I never caught it. I know people who caught it. I ain't judging nobody. At first, I thought that shit was a fucking myth. But it actually scared me. Not the disease itself, but the fact that, you know, I did the 1/9 EP shit. And then next thing you know, like years later, COVID-19 happens. I've always been obsessed with the number 19, knowledge boom. Always. 1 and 9 has been important. Those is the numbers for my grandfather's birthday. God bless the dead. My sister's birthday. My sister Azzy. That's Jay Foster's birthday, September 19th. My nephew was born November 19th. He wasn't even supposed to be born type shit. Like a lot of complications with my older sister having him. 19 was a crazy number for me. And the fact that there was some pandemic named after the number 19, it had me bugged out for a second. I ended up going to the mental hospital behind that shit. I done been there 3 times, man. I'm a normal person, though. You know, at the end of the day, I'm just slightly schizophrenic. It ain't no big deal, you know.
So, do you have like a favorite book or magazine?
I'm into manga. That's it. Just manga, Shonen Jump shit. I'm just reading Boruto right now. I'm not really reading nothing else.
How much farther along are they in the manga than the anime?
I think they on chapter 64 in the manga, and like they like 200 episodes deep and shit on the anime. I'm about to actually watch the anime and shit when I get back to the spot, but because the new episode came out, like everything is still fairly new. Like it's like Naruto Part 3 because they already had a Part 2 when they grew up, and then yeah, exactly, son. And then they had the next generation after that,
which is Boruto. And I've known about Boruto, but I haven't seen any of it because I was a big Naruto head. I watched
everybody sleeps on Boruto, and if you really take the time, you gotta be into it though. Like that has to be your kind of thing, first of all. But after you get past, you know, the childish humor and all that shit, it really gets serious and motherfuckers die type shit. Like
yeah.
That shit, it kind of gets sad after a while, because, you know...
They start killing off people.
Yeah, man. Fuck my nigga Sasuke. His eye up and shit, man. I'm spoiling it, but yeah.
Yeah. I'll put spoiler alert over it.
Right.
You into sports? Any favorite sport teams?
The Lakers.
Talk to him.
And I'm saying Lakers, yo. This is where I'm coming from with it, right? Kobe was always my favorite basketball player.
Talk to him.
But aside from Kobe, a little known fact, it was actually the Minneapolis Lakers.
Yo, that's
before anything.
Yep. 10,000 Lakers.
Exactly. So me and my dad was heavy into anything Minneapolis sports orientated. So I'm a Vikings fan too. Like anything from Minnesota, like pretty much I clung to. But we talking about prominent teams, like the Lakers is my shit, you know what I'm saying?
You get into any Timberwolves basketball?
Yeah, it angers me, but, you know, I enjoy it, you know. I was a fan when KG played for him. Yeah. The first time, you know. The first time when KG was playing for him and shit. Like, I went to a game, I never forgot, neither. I was in the nosebleeds, and they were going against the Sixers at the time. Iverson was playing for him.
Oh, that's dope.
And so I got to see that. It was some annoying girls in the fucking crowd rooting for Iverson. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like,
This is Minneapolis.
like that's exactly how I was feeling. Like, I'm like, man, y'all need to go on some fucking where.
He had a following like that.
Iverson's one of those guys, nigga.
Fans in every city, you know.
He's one of those guys.
Iverson's dope.
PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation. Yeah, that's where I end that there. I don't really like Xbox that much. I did have an Xbox 360 though, but I never was in the Xbox. 360 was the only console I had in Microsoft. I loved Microsoft when it was 360, but then after a while, it's like, man, you gotta pay for online. I'm done with this shit. You paying for it now. You coming up off that to get online now, but
Yeah.
other than that, man, PlayStation all day. Sony, I don't give a fuck about nothing else. GameCube was dope when it came out, but you know, that's it.
Fuck with the Switch?
No, I never played the Switch before. No, I'm lying. I played the Switch one time. But nah, Nintendo was never really. I didn't have as much fun with Nintendo as I had with the Sony shit.
What about a dream vacation spot?
I want to go to Jamaica, man. Not just for the weed. Not just for the weed, man. Just for the experience. You know, my roots trace back to Ethiopia and shit. So, you know, like, Rastafarian shit, like, I could really get into it. Like, I'd like to say if I had a religious preference, it'd probably be Rastafarian. Because, like the Jamaican culture, man, like, that, I'm all about that shit, bro. Like, just being around good trees, good weather, you know, Afrobeat, dancing, all that shit. Like, I came from that, so.
If you could have a conversation with any 5 people dead or alive, who would it be?
I'd like to have a conversation with Tupac. I think we would have a good conversation. I'd like to speak to Jay-Z on a business tip. Just on a business. I don't even gotta sign no deals or nothing. Like, just on some business shit. Just get my foot in the door. Get advice. Who else? I could narrow it down to 3, not to get sentimental or nothing, but like that. But I'd really like to talk to my dad again. It's one person I really, really want to talk to. Out of anybody, above anybody else, dead or alive type shit. Like, my dad always had fire conversation, so shout out to him. But that's my 3 people. I don't really think about nobody else I really want to talk to about nothing. Because, you know, at the end of the day, like, I pretty much, I can find enjoyment in talking with anybody as long as, you know, we building on shit.
Definitely. Any new projects, material in the works?
Plenty. Controlled Substance Volume 2. Or not Volume 2, but it's the sequel. That's me and XO152 shit. We working on that right now. It's a lot of shit. Raw Babylon, which I'm probably going to end up changing the name. It's the first time I ever put this information out there. So y'all got some exclusive news about that. My guy Sonny Sonis from here. It's my brother, man. And a lot of motherfuckers don't even know what he looked like. Like, it's crazy. Like, he kind of has like a mystique about him. And that's why I fuck with him, because he stays to himself type shit. And you can tell he really loves what he does. But yeah, I'm doing a project with him. That shit's pretty much done. I've been working on that forever. Probably lyrically my best work, I want to say, actually. Like, I'm going to put that out, like, last type shit. Like, out of everything I'm working on. Every Hero has theme music. I'm doing that with a producer named Self Conscious. That's almost done. Got some shit with some dash shit I'm trying to do. We haven't got together and really picked anything yet. That's the Mastodon in the basement. It's play on the elephant in the room. That's what that is. Mastodon in the cellar, pretty much. What else do I got? Oh yeah, the shit that's coming out soon. Attitude Era. Completely produced entirely by my boy Conspiracy from EVO Crew. They were doing a lot of shit back in the days when I first started in the scene around 2011. They opened up for Bone Thugs and shit. Just some notable accolades and shit. But that album is a special album because in the midst of me working on what was supposed to be Visit No Face, that's another album I'm working on. Fucking Kanye West did the Donda shit while I was in and out of the hospital. Started covering his face and shit, and that was kind of like an idea I got from early Wu. You know, if you look at the 36 Chambers album cover, they got the hoodie up with their faces covered and shit. Yeah. That's where I got that shit from. Then Schoolboy Q did it for Blank Face. Then Kanye West did it for Donda. So it's like me and my guy Aspect, who's producing it. We kind of like we haven't really built on it because it was like one of those situations where it was like, fuck, man, I wish we would have capitalized fast enough. Yeah. But yeah, in the midst of working on that.
West YouTube, this your boy Big Ray West. You tuned in to GFG TV.